Yo, what's up, everybody? UltimatDJz here with another Teaching Trek YouTube video for you. Today, the long-coveted Quick and Dirty on the USS Defiant. We do these series, kind of just a real quick, super smashed-down, condensed video on how the mechanic is played. Now, whether or not you want to get into crewing, whether or not you believe that the ship is good or not, that is not really what we're after here today. We're going to teach you how to use it in 10 minutes or less. Let's hop into the game. This is the USS Defiant, and it is a very nice looking ship, good design. So let's talk to you about how we're actually going to use it. Pretty much everything you're going to do is going to be sourced right here inside the Bajoran faction. So if you are going to earn this free to play, then you do not have the ship, and every single day, and I don't actually have this screenshot because I do own the ship. Right here in the very first spot, you're going to have a Defiant blueprint claim. It's going to cost diplomacy tokens, which are right here. You can earn those diplomacy tokens by going through and unlocking your uncommon and rare Armada loot boxes. The diplomacy tokens are here, and also over here in the rare chest if your reputation is high enough. That, of course, is going to require stepping back to last month's mechanical loop, which is the solo armadas. You've got to kill the solo armadas with the directives to get the loot, to open these chests, and to get the diplomacy tokens, which then you will be able to exchange for one blueprint a day on a 22-hour cooldown. Also, you are going to see, even if you have not built the ship, you're going to see this Defiant Amplified claim. Now, you do have a breakdown of all the tiers in here, but including those who don't have the Defiant, you will still get 10 extra badges and 10 extra Bajoran credits. Now, that's not going to help with diplomacy tokens, but it will help with the badges and the credits so that you can stair-step your way and tiptoe your way towards some of these other favors throughout the rest of the store. But that will come even if you don't have the Defiant. That is intended. All right, so you're going to do that, and you're going to continue to exchange the blueprints until one day at such time that you're able to build the Defiant, and then you're going to see a vast difference to your change here on the top line. First thing to keep in mind is that this Defiant Amplified claim is going to reset at every single tier. So if you claim it that morning and you haven't built the ship, when you do build the ship, come back, claim it again. If you're going to power through some earlier levels, maybe buy a research pack, or if you've got some parts or this or that, you want to come back because this chest will reset every single time that you tier the ship. So even if you're not going to power through, but even if one day it's the day to go from tier 1 to tier 2, make sure you do your tier 1 claim and then come right back in after you tiered up and do your tier 2 claim. All right, so we're going to claim that, and that's going to increase the number of badges and credits that we get. Again, nothing major, but a nice little trickle right there, okay? Especially the badges. The badges are going to open you up to additional, basically making it possible for you to do all three of your normal redeems, which are on your credits and your reputation, which mine are locked right now, as well as your directives, okay? So that's just an extra set of badges that should allow you to engage in all three steps here. But some of these new items that you're going to see, ablative armor parts. Well, these are the ship parts to the Defiant. So we're going to click that. That is going to cost credits, 105 you just saw, and that's going to get me 1,700 ship parts to use on this ship. As a matter of fact, let me come back over here and show you very quickly on the USS Defiant. This is how it's going to tier up. If we take a look at just going from tier 1 to tier 2, it's going to use 13,000 of these parts. We will have a chart available on our website a little bit later, shout out Jules Verne, of how the parts break down, what the redeems look like every single day, and so forth. No other materials here just to go to tier 2. To go to tier 3, we do start to see some G3 uncommon, very, very small amounts, and more of the ablative armor parts. To go to tier 4, we see the ablative armor parts, but now we step into G4 common, which tells us, of course, that we know that tier 3 is the limit for G3. Once you step to go to G4, you start using G4 common, and you start using these rare parts, the plasma conduits, which also are available here inside your Bajoran store. They cost diplomacy tokens as well. At tier 3, which is where I am, 40 diplomacy tokens, 650 plasma conduits. I'm going to redeem that. And that gets me the rare parts. That is the only sourcing of these uncommon and rare parts in the game unless you are going to spend money, at least at this current time. They're not in any other loot box. They're not in any other edicts chest or anything like that. That is just right here, your daily trickle. That's all you get. You also see these amplifiers, okay? Now, there's going to be a couple of them here for you to claim. I have currently more than 5,400, so this claim is normally a 1,000 claim. I'm over my limit, so it's only going to give me the one. And we've got the limited amplifiers claim, which is going to give me 3,000. My guess is that this one is a limited time, probably for the opening month or two, where they're giving you 3,000. They're actually giving you a lot more than what would normally be so that you can get out there and test it out and use it and have fun with it here in this early month. I actually kind of praise that, giving you extra claims and extra uses of the Defiant's support capabilities here in the first month. But eventually, 5,400 will be the max. That will scale up by tier, and this chest is only 1,000. And that's all you would be able to get in a single day. Lastly, your new currency, subspace transceivers. We're going to go ahead and claim that. And this one is going to give you a single and a double chest. Now, this is where players got to be a little bit careful. I don't know. Obviously, the better value is in the single chest. These are costing the actual faction credits, okay? But I'm going to do a double because these are the research particles, and these research particles are valuably important, super, super important. The research is what is giving the Defiant all of its bite. When we come over here into your research tree and go to the starships tree, we're going to see two columns of research for the Defiant. This top row is all about starting right here with Army of One. This top row of 6 researches is specifically for solo armadas. Every single one of them mentions solo armadas, all right? Tactical cloaking, all right? That's shield piercing. These two down here, by the way, are the most valuable. Increasing critical hit damage against solo armadas. Now, level 1, 35%, I get that, but level 2 jumping up to 110. And then if you were able to max this thing out all the way at Ops 55, that's a 230% bonus to critical hit damage. That's absolutely massive. Also, Defiant by nature is the same thing, doing that for critical chance. 3% at level 1, but jumping massively to 14 at level 2 and all the way up to 35%. And that's a boost on top of what your crit chance and crit damages already are. So this is very, very significant. And do keep in mind, these researches affect the recipient or affect you, rather, if you were to receive Defiant support. So if you're going to support your own ship, then your own ships get these bonuses. The second row is specifically for group armadas, whether that's FKR, faction armadas, deep space armadas, Cardassian armadas. Anything group related is here on this bottom row. So you're going to keep those separate in your head. You can see I've clearly chosen to focus in on the solo armada path, and again, because I find such value in those edicts and the loot chests and so forth, just to kind of explain or to visualize this Shattering Blow research. Let's say that I have it at level 2. That's 110%. I'm going to come back out here to my pylum, okay? And we're going to take a look at what the critical chance and critical damage are. My critical damage is already 315%. Imagine adding 110% to that. That is literally a whole extra shot. All right, that's going to take my critical damage to 4 times its regular size, and why those researches are so valuably important. Of course, this is very much like the Cerritos, in which if I were to actually support a ship, all right, and this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to bring it out here. Here's my pylum, and here is my Defiant. I'm going to do the same thing. Here, I'll move the cat over just for a second here. Looky there. There's your little symbol. We're going to click on that. It's called Reinforcement, and it's going to show that we can do that right here against this ship. It's going to cost me 1,800. I get 2 minutes and 50 seconds. I'm currently holding 8,526 of this ablative armor juice, or the ablative juice. And if I confirm that, which actually here, I'll go ahead and show you. If I confirm that, now I have this little symbol over here, and I can see that I've got Armada Reinforcement for the 2 minutes. And then the cat's in the way again. 2 minutes and 55 seconds here. And this now gives my pylum this little symbol over here, and it's also giving my pylum the benefit of all the research that I have completed in the Starships tree. If somebody supports your ship and you have no research, it's not like the Cerritos. There is not a base buff. This is it, okay? You get nothing. If you have no research, you get nothing from the boost. You must have the research done in order to actually receive any benefit from the Defiance boost. The last thing that this Defiant is going to do, the reason that you would want to tier it up and continue to work on it, is indeed the ship's abilities. There are, yes, abilities. There are more. Obviously, the first one, reinforcing the ship, which we just now saw. We also see resourceful approach, increasing the edict rewards by 362% when using the Defiant in the Armada. All right, that is important to note, that you're using the Defiant in the Armada as one of your 3 solo Armada ships. And this will scale by level of the ship. Mine is currently 362%, but you can see here, even at tier 1, or level 1 is 250, and this thing will scale up massively over time, capping out eventually at Ops level 55, that's level 60 at 750%. To kind of give you a little bit of an idea of the value of those edicts and how much that you can actually get. Here is right here one. Right here, 51, I believe this was a 51 uncommon, all right, which would normally hold, I think, something like 44, and it got me 304. All right, so that's a nice jump towards getting me towards opening up those edicts chests. You can see here I died on several of them yesterday. Let's see right here. Take a look at this 52 rare. A 52 rare that was holding 250 edicts from the Armada at its base. I got 1,523 edicts. Well, and those edicts then can, going back to the loop from last month, can be used in the Bajoran store down here in this elite loot exchange, which this month was unlocked and moved up to Guerrilla Faction. So most of you guys should now have this unlocked, and this is going to give you extra directives, extra diplomacy tokens, extra Bajoran credits, officer shards, and parts depending on your grade of status of your account, whether it's G3, G4, G5. All right, coming back to the Defiant and taking a look at the rest of its abilities, these buffs, which grant significantly enhanced effectiveness against the Jem'Hadar solo armadas. It's not just the research. We'll finish up with that one in a second. And then lastly, increasing the Bajoran badges and credits from the Defiant Amplified Claim, which we already showed you in the Bajoran store. The one thing that I did not show you, let me come back to the Bajoran store. Again, every single time you tier this ship, you're going to see new stuff up here for you to claim, including 2 boxes that are going to give favors absolutely free. They cost nothing. You just claim them, and they are these 2 brand new ones here at the top, including quantum torpedoes, increasing kinetic damage of the Defiant versus Jem'Hadar solo armadas. That's a free favor. That is allowing this ship to scale upward as you tier it up in its use against the solo armadas. And then the second one right here, increasing the reload chance of the energy weapons, again, versus solo armadas, and that is increasing your odds at extra shots. These 2 favors are absolutely free, and every single time you claim, you tier the ship, you must come into the faction store, claim your Defiant Amplified Claim, and you're going to see these favors in here as well. It's just a free claim box, not going to cost you anything. Just pick that up, and that is good for free favors. These parts, the ablative amplifier juice, the research particles, all of these research or reset every single time you tier the ship. So when you're tiering the ship, absolutely make sure you're timing this out. Make sure you're coming back in so that you can get an extra little jolt, extra little bit of income for all of these vitally important currencies as you're tiering up your USS Defiant. More data and more information to come later on as far as the use of this thing, but this is the mechanical loop. You're quick and dirty on the USS Defiant. My name is UltimatDJz. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel down below. If you've got questions, please be sure to ask them. I'll do my best to answer them and get you the information that you need to make this an enjoyable ship and an enjoyable loop for you as best we can. Be sure to share with your team, subscribe, click on the bell, give us a like, and I'd appreciate it very, very much. My name is UltimatDJz, your friendly neighborhood cat person here for Teaching Trek with a quick and dirty on the USS Defiant. We'll catch you on the next one, everybody. Love you, mean it. Meow. Bye. Bye. Meow. Meow, 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 meow.